Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Today I am making something that I have been super excited about for a very long time, but I'm having a little bit of a problem finding more versions of it in Waukesha. So, poutine. What is poutine? It's a Canadian delicacy. Really, it is, how Canadians kind of eat loaded fries at times. So, talk about deliciousness of gravy, talk about cheese curds, deliciousness, and fries. So you could make this super, super, super easy if you wanted to by buying pre-made fries, frozen fries, cooking them in your oven, buying a can of gravy, and buying cheese curds. But I took it to the next level because I have time and I wanted to on a Sunday. There's no Packers playoff game today. So I'm having some fun and I'm experimenting and trying this out myself. I will share the recipe for the gravy that I made, but all of this stuff here, all of this is what went into my gravy. So this, it didn't take a long time to go together. The longest process is making sure that it gets to the right consistency that you want it to be. But basically, you're starting with kind of making a roux where you've got melted butter and you're adding flour to it and you're getting that nice and thick and you're actually getting it slightly browned. And then you're adding in some stock and you've got both chicken and beef stock in this one. And then you're going in and adding all your other flavors. And the cornstarch is getting mixed in with a stock so that it thickens as it goes. And then I'm just letting it, stay on my stove and get nice and thick there. So you want everything, as you're assembling, you want everything to be hot. Because the best part about poutine is the meltiness or the creaminess of those cheese curds. So we went this morning and I bought Malcors. They are from Appleton, Wisconsin. And if you don't know anything about cheese curds, shame on you, number one, because this is Wisconsin. But if you're unfamiliar with cheese curds, the best thing about cheese curds is the fact that they're fresh when they squeak. I'm not going to get close enough and do that. But these do squeak. So I don't know exactly when Pickens they've got them in. I was just looking to see if they had like a born on date. But if you've gone to like Woodman's, or I think even Sendik's has this too, they sometimes put out a display that is like fresh cheese curds. And now there's all these different flavors of cheese curds, which are fantastic. I went basic with a white cheese curd here because that's what I've seen in poutine. It's always like a white cheddar cheese curd. Wisconsin is very much known for their regular orange cheese curds. Deep fried cheese curds. Oh my gosh, guys. But I went with basic ones. And for it to work best, I let them get up to room temperature. So not the entire bag, but I have a little portion here that I've kind of cut up a little bit smaller. Cheese curds can get larger if you want to just eat that. But realize you're eating this with fries and gravy on it. So you want to make sure that, the cheese curds are small and that cheese curds can go a longer ways if you spread them out through all of it. So I'm going to assemble my cheese curds while my fries are hot. So I've already started and made some fries. So I'm going to assemble first and then I'm going to show you guys how I made them. And that'll give stuff a little bit of time to like mix together and meld in the flavors, give those cheese curds a little bit of time. So I made steak fries, homemade steak fries. I'll talk a little bit about those in a minute. But it took about 40 minutes in my oven to get to the crispiness that I wanted. I really think you're going to want crispy fries for this because of the gravy. So I'm just, giving myself a nice portion of fries here on the plate, making it look pretty. Oops, here we go. Now, I need to scoop gravy. I'm going to use just a regular spoon. So I made about half of the recipe of the gravy because it's just my husband and I today, so I didn't want to go like too crazy. But now I'm just going to drizzle some gravy all over the top of this. That's on my way. Oh yeah. All right. I'm actually going to turn that off. It was ready to boil and I didn't want it to boil. So I'll show you guys before I put the cheese curds on. But I've got gravy all over my fries. I don't really know if there's a set order that you would need to do this in. If it's better to put the cheese curds down first and then the gravy. I'm not an expert at this, so I don't know. I might add some more gravy. But where is some parsley? Just for some prettiness on top. Boom, boom, boom. Might add a little bit more gravy on top. I might have done that in the wrong order. But again, I don't think there is a wrong order. coming up close. I want to tip it, something fall off. But this is my poutine. So I'm going to let this get a little bit melty while I kind of explain what I did. So I just bought basic russet potatoes. I chopped them up into, like I said, steak fry size. You could really cut them into any size that you wanted. Just dump that out real quick. Like I said, the thinner you cut them, the quicker they're going to cook. So I've got my oven preheated at 375. Now, two of the most important parts for French fries is that you soak them after you cut them. You are taking starch off of them, and the longer you soak them, the crispier fry they're going to be. So my first batch of fries soaked for about a half hour, and these fries are going to soak for a little over an hour. After you soak them, you need to get all the water off. It says to use paper towel, but I'm being a little bit eco-friendly here, and I'm using just one of my dishcloths that I can, like my drying towels, that I can then just throw in the washing machine. So these are now all dry. Now I want some oil. And now I am going to, this is my seasoning. So I'm seasoning them with oil and seasoned salt. Just choosing Lowry's. If you have another seasoning salt that you love better, go for that. But I am just going to toss these around a little bit first. Get them coated in oil that way. Now I'm sprinkling on the Lowry's, as much or as little as you want. And now I'm getting in there with my hands because I really want to make sure that everything is coated. Then parchment paper lined pan is going to be your best friend, and you want these to be spread out all over your pan so that they have the opportunity to get crispy. Then in the oven for 20 minutes, flip that, and then flip them halfway through, and then another 20 minutes. So at 375. So these are going in. My husband and I are going to eat in batches today. Totally fine. And then once they come out, like I said, you got to serve it when everything's hot. So the gravy overall maybe took about 20 minutes to make, and then just reducing it to the consistency that I wanted it in. But now I'm going to come after one of these. So the first time I had poutine was at Miller Park, actually. And it was when the Brewers were playing, and yes, I can say Miller Park because it was back then when it happened, when I ate it. But they were playing like the Toronto Blue Jays. And what Miller Park was doing at that time, I'm not sure if they still do it or not, but they were bringing in foods from different, from the opposing team. And so poutine was one of the things that they brought in, and I had never had it before, so I was like, yes, I'm going to have it. I've had it a few times since, but basically it's always consistently yummy and delicious. So I've got a fry, I've got gravy, I've got a cheese curd. Oh my gosh. So even without the cheese curd, I might just enjoy in the future. This gravy, number one, is absolutely fantastic. But I may just enjoy fries and gravy. Delicious. Yeah, that's really good. And like I said, the longer you cook them, the crispier they're going to get. And you want that crispiness so that when you pour the gravy over the top, they don't get like instantly soggy. My husband is not a fan of soggy food at all, like French dip sandwiches. He would never order. Enchiladas, he's like hit or miss on those, depending on how like soggy the tortillas get. He likes that crisp. He likes that crunch. So these, he's going to have to eat right away. So I might eat these as he's, somewhere else right now. But I saw that Mainstream Bar and Grill in Waukesha has poutine fries on their menu. So I'm going to have to go there very soon and compare and see how their fries compare to mine with the fresh cheese curds and stuff. But this was a really easy, snack that you could, like I said, whip up with, pre-made ingredients. And I think it's still going to be delicious and fantastic. But yeah, this was my snack for the day. And this is kind of like our lunch right now. We're going to have tater tot casserole for dinner, another Appleton favorite and a very, very favorite meal of Wisconsin people. Wisconsinites, I would say. It's not a hot dish, it's casserole, tater tot casserole. But hilariously, in the last few days, knowing that I was making this today, I don't know, it's that whole, maybe Facebook is hearing my thoughts or hearing what I'm thinking, that they're like, oh, yeah, you can, cheese curds this and cheese curds that. So yesterday, there was an article put out that up in Eau Claire, they do a curd crawl. So Milwaukee does a bar crawl, at like a beer bar crawl, like you go from bar to bar. So this is a cheese curd crawl. Might have to instill that in Waukesha and get that done. Maybe give people an idea of where to go for the cheese curds, and then have maybe a cheese curd battle out of it. something my mind is working on. And then another friend of mine shared with me today that in Ellsworth in June, there's like the Cheese Curd Festival. So I don't think I'm going to be around at that time. I'm kind of possibly booking a vacation during that time. But if I don't book the vacation, maybe that's what I do instead. So I am going to enjoy my poutine now. We might watch some of the football games today, but I don't know if we're going to watch all of them because we really don't need to at this point. I'm just ready to cheer on the Packers and have a relaxing Sunday. So if you've had cheese curds, where have you had the best cheese curds? Deep fried cheese curds, fresh cheese curds, please let me know because I would love to try them. And if you've had poutine, let me know where you've gotten it from and how delicious it is. All right, you guys have a wonderful Sunday. See you soon. Bye.